Hey everybody, and welcome back to another book review. So we are on 90. We're not there yet. We're not to 100 yet, but book number 90 is the final book in one of the first series by Colfer of Glee fame, and that is the Land of Stories series. So this is the sixth book in the series, the final book in the series. And it is called Worlds Collide. And it was a good wrap up to the series. And also, he left it kind of on a cliffhanger, so like he could totally pick the series back up with a different set of characters if he wanted to. So it was a good wrap up to the series. I have enjoyed the series. It took me a while to get back to read the sixth book because I got like really annoyed after the fifth book. There was just so much happening, so many characters, and I get really overwhelmed when I'm reading a story and there are just so many characters and they just keep adding characters. You start to kind of lose track, right? And so that's why it took me a little while to get back to finishing and reading that series, but I thought it was a good wrap up. Definitely going to give this book a 4 out of 5, just in terms of the wrap up and everything. There was like only a couple loose lines. I'm like, can we go back to that real quick? But I do feel like it was really well done. It also had a really good message, or several really good messages that I don't think were always in the rest of the series, but really good for just positivity with yourself, understanding that like happily ever after does not mean the fairy tale version of happily ever after, but that it is you living happily with yourself and creating the world that you want to create, writing the world that you want to create, writing the space that you want to create, which I thought was just a really good message, especially for a book that is geared more towards the middle grades, kind of ninth grade age. It's a really easy read. I do feel like with this one, the level of information is a little bit more mature, so like it's written definitely for like a 5th, 6th grader, but like anybody can get a lesson out of it. But I do feel like the content was for older kids, or meant for older kids, especially because the characters are supposed to be about 16, 17 in the book, and just kind of really aging themselves in terms of their experiences and what they're going through as teenagers. So I thought that was really well done. I also like the revisiting of the previous books. He kind of re-summarized everything several points in the story, which was helpful for me because it's been so long since I read the other books. But I did think it kind of took away sometimes from some of the characters' storylines and from the plot that he was trying to get through. So it could have made the book a little bit shorter if he had left some of those reviewing pieces out. That said, I would love to see this as like a TV series of some sort. Like I would watch it. It's really good, and I think if you get the right cast, it would be a really fun show to watch. Especially because, like, as I was reading it, you could just hear some of the characters' voices. They're definitely written really well in terms of dialogue, and very fun, very witty and funny throughout the whole series. So that's all I have for this book review. Again, end of the Land of Stories series, book 6, When Worlds Collide. Again, by Colfer. Really good series, really great for kids, especially like older teens. If your kids are not big readers, it's a good one to get them started with. It's an easy read. I read this in a day, like literally started at 8 this morning, finished it about Finished at about 9:30. So, and that's with me stopping and doing things throughout the day. So really easy read. So it's a good one for younger kids and for families. Honestly, I think it'd be really fun to read this with a family. So I look forward to seeing you all in the next book review. Please continue to comment books. I know a couple of people sent me a couple, so they've been added to the list, and I'm just working my way through the list. So I will see you in the next book review. Bye!